Yo, in this video, I'm going to show you how I created a six-figure income as an athlete and how you can too. But not just how I've been able to do it, but how some of my clients who have done Athlete Money Method have been able to do it. And so much more. So whatever you do, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. I'm going to give you all the good deets, all the good ways to be able to go out there and create an income as an athlete. So let's dive in. All right, I'm not just going to show you how I've been able to do this. I'm going to let you see some of my clients and what they've done. So this is kind of where my guy was at when he started. I remember he was charging $20 to $30 an hour, spinning his wheels, not knowing what to sell, how to sell it, who to sell it to, all the above. I'll let him share.
Like, where do you think you would be if you didn't take action and join this program 3 months ago?
I think I was already at a point where I had already said no to a lot of things, I think, for like 6 months or maybe like a year. Mm-hmm. And then just talking to you about what was possible, I was like, yeah, I got to do it now. Like, let's just do it and jump into it. So like where I was like wishing things would get better, but not really having my hands on it enough to make it better, if that makes sense. Like more or less just like working for other people, which I love working for other people. I think it helps a lot, but I think working for myself as well has, really, really just kind of changed the way I look at things, and the way that I feel like I can create offers and deals dramatically changed in the last 3 months. I feel like I've always kind of had it, but it wasn't in a system, and it wasn't like in an organized way, kind of like it is now, like through working.
Yeah, you kind of like had all the thoughts in your head. You're like, oh, like I could do all these things, but it wasn't like tangible that you could go out and make the sales. You're still kind of working with people and things like that, not working your own business like you wanted to.
Yeah, like the training was required to basically put all of my like creative thoughts onto paper, and like how to operate as a human being like in that space is not easy, and I think it does require training. And
for sure. As a result of implementing the coaching and the program,
here's another one. So this is kind of just telling a little bit of the result. He's the one that's closed a $20,000 in that deal, and then a $10,000 deal, which I think he shares in here, and he's a volleyball coach.
Some of your outcomes, I know you've gotten some incredible results thus far.
Totally. So I closed my first deal with a school here in South Florida. That was like a 10K deal, and then I'm actually now the volleyball coordinator over at a hotel that just got volleyball courts, so it's not as much remote, but it will be pretty remote for the most part once I get everything set up. So just like closing those two deals more or less out of thin air, and just like creating conversation and seeing where the problem was, and like, hey, I think I can help with that, like with what I know and the information, and building that trust with those people through like sales calls or just like conversations in general. And like being able to execute, I know I can execute those things with my experience.
That's my buddy JM. He's absolutely crushing it. Much love to that dude. And I'm going to show you another cool testimony as well.
What would you say to them?
Personally, I think like if I got 0 sales or like 100,000 in sales, I think the investment itself is worth it. Just like understanding the information, the knowledge, the feedback, like all of that. I think just in general, like I said, even if you made $0 in sales, that's knowledge and information that you're going to have forever. I think it is definitely like the front line of information that's out there right now, as far as like how to create your own offer, which is more or less what we did, creating our own offer and selling it, marketing it.
Yep.
So I think in that regard, like if you're on the fence and like if you're ready for some sort of like training or want to get out of like something, and if you feel like you're spinning your tires, which is where I felt I was, I think this would be like something to,
Boom. So that's my buddy JM, again, volleyball coach. Really cool stuff. He got some amazing results. And then I'll share another buddy of mine who's also in the volleyball space, Mr. Evan.
So if there's anyone watching, some dude's like, hey dude, like I'm on the fence, I don't know what to do, should I work with Christian? What would you tell him?
I would say, one, if you don't believe in yourself, you shouldn't do it. I think the first thing that you need to have is self-belief. And if you have self-belief, then you absolutely should do it, because if you believe in your product, you believe in yourself. I think this program, Christian does like a great job basically of, guiding you along the way of from idea to narrowing it down to the product of what you want it to be, and then helping you get people on board, calling people to action, and helping the people that you think you can help. So that was basically what I would say.
That's awesome, man.
Boom. So there's just a couple testimonials. And so Evan was in a place where he was competing at a high level, but not able to make the income he was looking for. And he didn't want to be stuck doing volleyball for a while and coaching and doing these different things. So he decided to go all in. And so, yeah, if you want results like these, I'm going to kind of start diving into a little bit of my story so you can kind of see how I've gotten to where I've gotten. And then I'll get into some value so you guys are kind of know what you can do with this information. All right. So I figured I was going to share a little bit of my story. So let me tell you a little bit more about me and how I got to this point, a little bit about my story. So I was a professional beach volleyball player. I played some beach volleyball player at a pretty high level and loved the sport. And the entire time I was training, I was struggling financially. I remember going through a bankruptcy at one time. I remember trying to find my way out of debt, find my way to make money. I was Uber eating, sleeping in my car, like really, really tough kind of situation. And I've tried some 9-to-5 jobs. I had a lot of these skills. I just didn't know the principles to figure out how to package it together. So I was in this pain. I was just not enjoying life because I was worried about money all the time. And then I would have to think, how would I compete better and try to find sponsors? And it just was chaos, complete chaos. And then sometimes I would have to figure out how to get a 9-to-5 job while I'm trying to train and play. And yeah, I just remember not having the freedom to train like I wanted to, not being able to make the living that I wanted to, knowing that I had amazing skills in so many different arenas. I just couldn't figure out how to solidify one thing and help people with one thing. And man, I just remember struggling. I remember almost every night trying to fall asleep and figure out what the heck am I going to do to start making some money so that I can provide for myself, my sport, to be able to do my sport, to travel, to do all those things, to provide for family. Like, I just remember being absolutely stressed out all the time. They always say, a starving artist. I was a starving athlete. Like, I just was in this place where, yeah, it was, I wasn't disciplined in my money. I didn't know what to do. I had no clarity. I didn't invest in anything. I was just like in this place of just mediocrity and spinning my wheels and just, I don't even know, not fun. And so, yeah, that was kind of the old me in a place where, I really needed some help. So from there, I think it was 2017, I learned how to sell high ticket offers online, and I made my first, with a partner, $1 million in a year. We did a $100,000 webinar, and then from there, just working with different clients and finding my way as an athlete to use my skills and my discipline and everything that I learned as an athlete into becoming a successful business person. And so that's been kind of the fun journey, is going from athlete to business person. And man, if I could go back and know the skills that I knew now, I would be able to compete, and I would be able to make enough money to pay for my living, not have to worry about sponsors, not have to worry about contracts, not knowing if this deal is going to come through. All these different things, it would have been a totally different ballgame. So fast forward 2017, I was in all that pain obviously before then, trying to figure out money and stuff like that. And then I figured out, really how to make a living with my skills and my skill set as an athlete, and went up to, make several $100,000 a year. And so kind of hit that 6-figure mark and felt really good about that. And then from there, I've since gone all in on helping athletes, because I know the exact struggle that athletes struggle with financially, the starving athlete, and just how hard it is to be an athlete and to pursue your sport and to make a living. And even if you're just going all in your sport and making good money, what's after sport? As an athlete, you have so many skills and you have so many fans and followers and a great network. You just don't have the skills to go out and make a living from your expertise in your social media. So that's kind of what I'm here to do. I'm here to basically help athletes just like you figure out how to go from, financially lacking and not making enough money to making a full-time living as an athlete, whether it's, going all in on your business after athletics, while you're doing athletics. Some of my athletes, Evan, he was in season, and he's got $3,000 coming every month. And my buddy JM, he was in season. That guy I talked about or shared the video a little bit earlier, made $30,000 in 3 months. So that's the reality of it. That's a little bit about my story. I was homeschooled my whole life. And yeah, now I'm here to help athletes as an athlete business coach to kind of go from there. So I kind of transition here into basically showing you, how specifically step by step I would go out and create a 6-figure income as an athlete. And so I'll dive into that here in a moment. All right. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. How to create a 6-figure business as an athlete, or even 5-figure. Or 5-figure. All right. Step 1. We have to have an offer. Have to have a offer or product. Ideally, in step 1, we have to create an offer that our people desire, there's a desire in the marketplace for your fans and followers, and obviously something that you're specifically really good at. So step 1, we got to have an offer, a product. We create that product. And instead of it being a commodity, like a $57 ebook for how to do exercises that help you dunk, or something like that, we're going after transformation. We don't want to sell something that's just a commodity, because then we're going to struggle with price. Nobody wants to do that. So we don't want to do that. So in step 1, we got to create a product. It has to be a transformational product, not a commodity. And we have to be selling it for, I would say, if you're doing monthly, at least $500 a month. That's where most of my clients start. Up to, high ticket offer. We want it to be a high ticket offer. So I have some people, one guy sold a 20K offer and one guy sold a 10K offer, and there's offers at that type. But I'd say starting at the very least, you want like a 3-month minimum for $500 a month, which would be $1,500. And that's like minimum, but all the way up to, 20K. So step 1 is we have to create an offer that we can sell. If we don't have something to sell and something to help people with, we don't have a business and we can't sell anything. Got it? Cool. So that's step 1. We got to go out. We got to create that product. We got to create that offer. That is a huge piece of the puzzle. If we miss that, we can't market and we can't sell something that we don't have. So we have to create this product. We have to create this offer. We have to make sure that it's not $37 and have to sell 1,000 of them to make money. We want to make sure that this is something that's more on the higher ticket side of things. So step 1, create that offer. Got to have an offer. Cool. Step 2 is next, once we've created this offer, we have to market it or get eyeballs on it. So in step 2, people have to know that you're selling it, and you have to do it in a creative way. So what I normally like to do is I like to do this thing called a phantom post. And it's like an offer that we don't truly have ready yet, but instead of creating an offer, going back to step 1, that you take 2 years on building, and it's like this baby, you made it amazing. Nobody wants it. Who the heck cares? So that's kind of why we want to go to market in step 2 as soon as possible. We want to get data. We want to collect data. We want to see if this is something people actually want. So step 2 is we got to get some eyeballs on it. And there's some different creative ways to do that. Some people, I work with, do it with their own network. Personally, if they know someone that would be a good fit for the offer that they created. A lot of people end up doing, I have plenty of social media posts that I recommend. I remember one of my first product launches on my own. I made like $1,500 in a day. I just posted on social media like $500 for, a 3-pack of lessons for volleyball. And I just posted on my social media and boom, I closed $1,500 in a day, and it was dope. That was probably 2019, 2018. It'd be cool to kind of go back and see that post. But yeah, so basically in step 2, we have to get this in front of people. All right, cool. We're back on step 2. So if we don't get in front of people, that's not going to do us any good. So step 2 is we have to get in front of people. We have to. Our offer, if nobody knows what we're selling, nobody's going to buy it. So we have to find out a way uniquely get in front of people. And there's the right people. It's more about the right people. And what I recommend is doing a social media post. And like I said, my Phantom post, I go out there and I post something like, hey, is this something you guys would be interested? If so, comment below here. You know, it's obviously more intriguing than that, and that's how it works. But basically just putting something out there to see if this people would be interested in what's going on in step 1, your offer that you created. That's that high ticket offer. And then step 2, like I said, is marketing it. We got to get eyeballs on it. And then step 3 is selling it, selling your product. So if we just create a product, great, nobody knows about it. If we don't market it, great, nobody's going to have an idea about it. If we don't sell it, great, we're not going to make the income that we're looking for. Selling your product, that's the third piece of the puzzle. In the third piece of the puzzle, we need to start talking to people. So from that marketing, getting those eyes on it, we need to start having conversations. And so I have a specific way of actually going and doing these sales calls. And it comes down to, 1, basically getting clear where your people are at. And then 2, figuring out where they want to get to. And then 3, showing them if your service would be awesome. Because if not, they're going to stay where they're at. And that's your obligation to actually go out there and help people, because you don't want them staying where they're at. If you have something within you to actually go and help them, go sell and serve. I know so many people in the athlete space, that's a hard transition getting into the business world as an athlete, but you have to learn how to sell. Like, you have to be okay with selling. You have to know that your value is so high as an athlete and people are willing to pay you and give you their credit card, and you just don't know it. So that's kind of the thing, is you have your specific superpower, which is the product and the offer, and then we figure out how to market it, and then we sell it. We have to have conversations, have combos. We have to have sales calls, and we have to basically validate. So how we validate it is if it sells. If something sells, then you know the market actually desires it. So from those first couple steps, creating that offer, not spending too much time on it, making sure it's not a commodity and a transformation. Then from there, marketing it, getting in front of people to where your network, your social media, your fans, your followers, they all know, and you're basically testing the market to see if it's something they want. And then you have conversations. You create this whole red dot, blue dot thing that I created and talked you through here a moment ago. And then you basically get clear on seeing if you can really help them. And if you can, amazing. Why the heck not? There's no better way for you to go and help them, whether it's to help them throw a faster fastball or to be able to dunk or to, play a certain way mentally in, gymnastics or soccer or whatever athlete you are. You have incredible skills and people need you to be able to help them get to where they want to get to. So that's kind of step 3, is we got to have a way to actually sell this product. And it has to be very clear and it has to be systematic. So all these 3 steps, we got to have an offer, create it, we got to market it, we got to get eyeballs on it, and then we got to sell it. So that's pretty much the 3 steps. If I were you and I was an athlete and I was starting at ground zero, I would literally go out there and do these 3 steps. Or I would just go out, here's an additional step, bonus. So you can even skip this. So some people that don't end up wanting to sell their own offer, which is fine. Some people don't want to do that. Some people are like, hey man, I like the idea of selling my offer, or maybe they try and they don't feel good about it and they market it and whatever. What you can do, bonus step, is you can literally just learn step 3. If you learn step 3, I have clients that I work with, and myself included, I make an extra 15, 20 grand a month just taking sales calls for other offers. That it's just, that's why I do this for fun. This is mainly for fun. I like helping athletes for fun. So this bonus is learning skills to make money as an athlete. Because us athletes, we have the discipline, we have the competitive nature, we have all that. We just need the structure. So if you could literally figure out how to go and sell as an athlete, because you have the knowledge, you have the skill set and all stuff, if you learn it however you learn it, then what I would say is go out and learn skills and sell a high ticket offer. Right now I'm selling stuff between $2K and $20K. And my percentage I get is 20%. Obviously, up here you get 100%. If you're creating your own offer and selling your own offer and marketing your own offer. But if you just learn the sales piece and make 20%, it's so easy to make 10 to 20K a month just from that. And so I help some of my athletes that don't want to go the route of creating their own offer. They want to sell someone else's offer, which is great. That's kind of where I started. I did actually marketing. So I did step 2 and I made, that was my first 6-figure because I learned marketing, which is another great skill set on top of, sales. You can basically do the same thing. A lot of people that offer marketing positions will offer commissions because you're, figuring out the way to sell. So, and then have someone else sell it. So that's kind of as much value. I mean, I want to give you everything. So that's pretty much what if I was an athlete and I was starting from ground zero, I would either go create an offer if I had a great audience and I knew my fans and followers needed something from me and all that, or I would literally just go and use my discipline and my skills and learn a new skill set, whether it's marketing or sales, and go out there and sell a high ticket offer. And if you do that, you are going to be set for life. Let me just tell you that. If you learn marketing or sales, those are great skills that will pay you till the end of time. So this is kind of just, I wanted to kind of share with you if I were you and how I would want to go and grow a 6-figure, 5-figure business, whatever you're looking to do. And this is kind of the steps I would go out about in doing this. And then hopefully that you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or drop any comments in here, or if you'd like to see any more value or anything else that is missing from this. But hopefully that was of value to you. All right. So basically right now you have 2 choices. You can be like group A of people who will leave this video, maybe go take some action, hopefully close a couple deals, or, stay exactly where they're at because they just leave this video and stay where they're at. And that's okay. A lot of people end up watching videos and they don't take any action and they stay where they're at. They have all this information in their head and they think they can go and do it. And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. So there's 2 choices you have now. One, you can stay exactly where you're at by leaving this video and saying, sayonara, great, no worries. Or your second choice is be like group B, which is, some of those people that I shared the testimonials, Evan and JM. You could be like group B, which with that, you can be like one of my clients and literally have my step-by-step help to implement this and to be able to go and get you that 5-figure, 6-figure business that you're looking for, whether it's your own business or whether you're selling or whatever. So those are your 2 choices. 1, you can stay where you're at. You can kind of leave this video and be like sayonara. Or 2, you can be like one of my clients and make another extra 10, 20 grand a month, helping people as an athlete using your social media, your network, and your knowledge. So in order to do that, we're going to have to dive into, if you're, on the B side, I can kind of walk you through my program. Basically what it looks like is it's the Athlete Money Method. And what it looks like is first, we do an onboarding meeting. We get super clear on your offer and creating that transformational offer that we can sell for at least $500 a month, if not $5 grand, $2 grand, things like that. That's the first step. We do a 2-hour onboarding meeting. We're off to the races. And then I basically, week by week, you have homework. I'm giving you all this information to kind of basically piece everything together on the offer side, on the marketing side, on the sales side. And we basically connect one-on-one once a week for about an hour. That first onboarding call, it's a little longer. It's about a 2-hour call because we're creating that offer and kind of getting clear with that. But then it's basically an hour a week after that. Me and you hop on the call. I'd say after a month, most people are like, hey, let's do 30 minutes. I have work to do. I have deals to close. Fair enough. So pretty much what we do is stand hand in hand and I help you implement this to where you're creating that high ticket offer. You have the marketing behind, you know how to get in front of people and you know how to actually go out there and sell it. So that's pretty much the program. It's 3 months long. Basically, I work with typically about 2 people a month. And so, if that's something you are looking to do to be able to hit that 6 figures as an athlete, 5 figures as an athlete, feel free. There should be a link below to actually book a call with me directly. And then basically on the call, we'll just get super clear where you're at, where you want to get to. And then if it would be a good fit, we can kind of navigate what that would look like. I can walk you through how that looks, and then we can basically go from there. So fill out that form below that you can book a call with, and I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to helping you grow and scale this business to where you can find that freedom you're looking for. So hope you have a blessed day. And like I said, you got 2 choices from here. 1, stay where you're at, keep doing what you're doing. I know I did that for a while and I stayed broke. Or 2, you can make a jump and basically jump into a program that's going to help you get there way faster, just like my clients I showed you a little bit earlier. And that's going to really help you actually get where you want to go to. So fill out that form, book a call, look forward to talking, and you have a blessed day. Peace.